The holiday season has always been founded on tradition, and last year we started a brand new tradition here on the channel as we took these drivers to the high banks of the M&M Superspeedway here in Boston, Massachusetts. And we are ready to bring that tradition back here once again for the second annual running of this great race here on Christmas Eve. Got 50 laps of action ahead of us here tonight once again. We'll just have to wait and see who gets one of their Christmas presents early here from the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. What's going on, everybody? Caleb here, and welcome to the second annual Christmas Eve Showdown here from the 3-mile M&M Superspeedway. Been looking forward to this race all year long. It was so much fun last year, and definitely going to be a lot of fun this year. The duels already were a blast, and I'm sure the main event will absolutely be no different. You all saw those duels on yesterday, just how crazy those were. Have to see how that translates into the main event today. But I can definitely guarantee you one thing. These guys are going to be giving it their absolute all, 110%. These guys are going to be going absolutely crazy. We'll just have to wait and see how it all goes down. But joining me up here in the booth for this one, we've got the big staple, Nathan Stapleton, and owner of Grattan Autosports, Stuart Grattan. Thank you both so much for joining me up here today. Start with you, Nathan. You know, you're driving the 42 in this event, and you know, we're letting people in the booth drive for this event, kind of just like in the Thanksgiving 500, because you know we're just here to have fun. You know, it is Christmas Eve after all, so just have a bit of festive fun. But starting a little bit towards the back there, but we've seen in the dual races that starting position doesn't really mean too much here in terms of where you can put your car as the race goes along. I mean, we saw Anthony Hernandez in his respective duel pretty much go from last to first and take the dual victory, and ended up putting himself on the pole for this race. But being in the back can also bring its own challenges, especially when it comes to just how these guys are racing, and especially if these guys get a bit too racy. But what do you think you might need to do to potentially put yourself in a position to potentially win this year's Christmas Eve Showdown, and what do you think we can expect from these guys here tonight?
Well, this has been basically a year since I've seen this track. I don't really know what to expect as we've not seen the dual races itself yet, but probably gonna be a little bit chaotic, probably similar to possibly Coca-Cola Superspeedway once again. And I think the best advantage and the best advice I can give for, I guess, myself and everyone is just survive and possibly get through the unknown chaos that we could see here tonight, because we don't come here that often. It's a very unique track here on but I'm sure it's gonna be a good one here for 50 laps here tonight.
Definitely a very interesting and special track, which is why we only pretty much come here once a year, pretty much just for fun. And you'll definitely see why as this race goes along, because it is an absolute blast to watch. But Stuart, excited to have you up here in the booth for this one. Of course, I'm pretty sure you'll also be in the Truck Series booth tomorrow for that finale, so keep an eye out for that one. That one's going to be a lot of fun. But what do you think you got to do to potentially put yourself in a position to win this thing, and what do you think these guys are going to be doing here tonight?
Well, I think it is going to be a very chaotic race. It's a long track. It's 3 miles in length, and they go up to, well, the dual one speeds were exceptionally high, so it's going to be quite chaotic. I think when you obviously look at big super speedways, you look at Talladega, you look at Daytona, for example, I don't expect them to race like that in that they stay relatively bunched up. I think we'll see some cars drop off, perhaps if they get stuck at the back and then don't really pick the right line throughout the run, and maybe hit the wall or whatever, which, I mean, that was obviously a different racetrack to Coca-Cola Superspeedway, but is something that could happen. So I think they will be a bit more spread out, obviously higher speeds than those two tracks I just mentioned, or Daytona and Talladega rather. So I think, if I had to guess, I think it'd be more like what we saw in say Thanksgiving 500 than than we saw it, in other races at tracks like Daytona and Talladega. So it's a really interesting one. You've got to be in the right position. I mean, I'm right in the mid pack. It's not a great starting spot, it has to be said, right on the outside. But you've got to time yourself to the best of your ability. Justin Zaidel did that last year and got the win. So you've got to make the moves at the right time and be up front when it matters. Avoid some of the chaos. We had a crash in Duel 2 yesterday. So, got to stay out of the chaos and, work your way up towards the front, being that lead pack within the last, 10, 15 laps.
Definitely going to be really interesting to see how this race will develop as it goes on. Something really interesting about last year's race, we'll have to see if it maybe goes into this year's race as well, as the race kind of really changed as it went on. Of course, it started out really, really chaotic, which eventually led to that pretty big wreck early on in the going. And after that, the guys really started calming down. They kind of strung out, and it pretty much just became a 4D game of chess as everybody tried to navigate around some of the slower lapped cars. But we'll have to see how this year's race goes. Gonna be a lot of fun regardless, and can't wait to see how it all goes down. But going back to the dual races yesterday, the respective winners of the dual races, starting on the front row here today, with Anthony Hernandez, your Duel 1 winner, nabbing the pole with that duel having the quicker average speed, pretty much by default, because the second duel ended up having a yellow flag for a multi-car crash in Turn 4. But Hernandez starting on the pole position, we know he's got a fast car. We know Miles has a fast car, as he made a really great move there coming out of Turn 4 in the last lap on the 74 Rogel Dorn to snatch the Duel 2 victory away. But, hey, I'd say anyone in this field realistically has a shot. So we'll just have to wait and see how things all go down here from the M&M Superspeedway for the second annual running of the Christmas Eve Showdown. But, alrighty, I think it's about time to get these guys rolling here from the M&M Superspeedway, and as they do, we'll take a quick look here at your starting lineup for the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. Of course, starting on the pole position, we've got your race winner from Duel number 1, the 7 of Anthony Hernandez, starting alongside your winner of Duel 2, the number 26 of Owen Miles. Row 2, we find the 15 of Lucas Talion, starting alongside the number 74 of Rogel Dorn. Row 3, we have the 55 of Aaron Abel, starting alongside the 27 of Felix Mayer. Row 4, we find the 49 of Dylan Matthews, starting alongside the 93 of Campo Marsh. And rounding out your top 10 there in row number 5, we got the 88 of Roberto Crown Jr., starting alongside the 38 of Andrew Miller. Making sure everyone's rolling off okay. It looks like we are good. The rest of the starting lineup and the race info will be on the left-hand side of your screen. But Nathan and then Stuart, I'll ask you guys, who do you all think is going to victory lane here today in the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown?
Well, it seems like there's a trend here on the channel for years now that newcomers tend to do good in these special events and one-off events, and I'm going to go with Lucas Tallon in the number 15 here today, and see if he can get a huge win here on Christmas Eve.
I'm going to go with someone that is a part of the Grattan Alliance. I'm going to go with Max Davis. I think this is his first start as a driver, actually. I could be wrong about that, but he hasn't made too many. It's his first start here in this race specifically. It starts from 30 seconds, so he's got a lot of work to do, but as Anthony Hernandez showed in the duel, can win from anywhere.
We'll just have to wait and see how it all goes down here from the M&M Superspeedway. Got 50 laps ahead of us here today, so anything can happen. But the pace car is going to make the left-hand turn onto pit lane. And here we go. We've got Anthony Hernandez and Owen Miles leading the field down the front straightaway to the green flag. We're racing here in the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. Coming off of turn number 4 to lead the opening lap. How about your pick, Nathan? Lucas Talion, with a good jump, is going to lead the field back to the first green flag lap. He's got a number 55 of Aaron Abel right behind him. We got some Michael Waltrip racing cars out here in front, and we are 4 wide for the third position as the 2 of Avery Alford making their way through the field early on in the going. And you can see there the 26 Owen Miles stuck up there on that outside lane. He's really falling back here early on in the going. For the race lead, though, here comes the 55 Aaron Abel, looking to potentially take that spot away, with potential help coming from the 2 of Avery Alford. Alford maybe even looking to try and take the lead away. Aaron Abel's going to leave a lane open on the bottom, and Alford's going to take it as we come off of turn number 4. For the second time this race, they're going to be side by side coming to the line. And it's going to be Avery Alford who's going to lead at the line. And here comes the 33 of Bruno Diacomo. A lot of shuffling going on here in the early stages of this race.
This is reminding me a lot like Coca-Cola Superspeedway, the way that these guys are just shuffling all over the place. 3 and 4 wide everywhere. And here comes the number 5 of Duncan Wood up to the front. And here comes the 33 as well. Bruno Diacomo got some good names up towards the front already, and I feel like we're going to get a little preview of almost everybody here in this 50 lapper here. And here comes the 44 going up to the front as well of Michael Lewis.
And there for Lewis, now taking a peek down to the inside. Here comes the 11 of Braden Perez. Here comes the 10 of Leonard Kochmer. One of your drivers trying to potentially go for the Truck Series Championship, looking to potentially make it 4 wide for the race lead. Gonna think better of it for now, still early on in the going. Gonna tuck in behind the 11 of Braden Perez, maybe trying to help him up to the race lead. You got Stuart Gratton in the 9, making his way through the field. Almost made contact there with one of his own drivers, Mr. Edge, Nicholas Samadillo. Luckily, they were able to keep it straight. Nathan making up some ground as well there in the 42. He is on the outside lane, but he's, I believe, made his way up here into the top 10. And up front, once again, for the race lead, Kochmer's going to take it away, but how about this guy, your reigning champion of the event, Justin Zidell, looking to potentially take the race lead away with help. Here comes Stuart Gratton there in the 9.
I don't think we're going to lead this lap right here. I can't quite. Kochmer's going to be able to lead that lap. But you could see right off the start, we're only, we're not even 5 laps in, and the field has basically, inverted inside out. Braden Perez started at the very rear of the field, and he almost led a lap there at the end of lap 3. So they do change around quite quickly here, but as time goes on, I think you can see the gaps are starting to form between each cars, and obviously, they can make that up pretty quickly. But you see Kochmer and Gratton, currently 1-2 out ahead at the moment off the field. I think there is a decent chance as hopefully get past here and clear for the lead, and Gratton does. Yep. And I think as the race is going to go on, you're going to see more and more gaps throughout the field, and the pack's just going to kind of maybe split up, I think, at times as well.
Definitely, and also I think as this race goes on, we'll really start to see who some of our faster cars are in this race. Of course, we saw last year Justin Zidell had an absolute rocket ship, and we constantly found him towards the front. We almost wrecked back here. Saw a couple of cars getting into each other. I think one of them might have been the 36 of Darian Arnsdorf and the 83 of Hallie Anderson Jr., but they're going to keep it straight. They saved it. How about that? Oh, we got a bit of 5 wide coming off of turn number 4. This could be where some of the trouble starts. They're going to bang. Oh, there they go in the back. They're wrecking off of turn 4. Blaine Keys, Brennan Wilmington, Nathan Stapleton, Diacomo, Owen Miles, Lucas Talion, Roberto Crown Jr., Avery Alford, Ladovic Charette, and potentially others as we've got our first caution of the day.
Well, that right there is what happens when you try to commentate and drive at the same time. And that right there is Stapleton. So sorry to Lucas Talion involved in the first mess of today.
Man, oh man, tough break there for everybody involved, especially you, Stapleton. Tough to definitely see that. But my goodness, a lot of cars taken out in that one, and fortunately your pick was also taken out in that one. Lucas Talion in the 15 with some pretty heavy damage. Owen Miles, your outside pole sitter, with a decent amount of rear end damage there. A couple other cars as well with pretty minor to major damage. You got Brendan Wilmington there in the 56 with a big donut there on the left side door. Bruno Giacomo as well with some damage to the rear end. And possibly some other cars involved in this whole charade as well. But at least we got further than we did last year. But my goodness, our first caution of the day coming out on lap number 6 for a multi-car accident coming off of turn number 4. But it is going to be the 6 of Max Davis, who led the field back to the caution flag. Let's take a quick look at what brought out our first caution of the day, and we'll get you all back to the racing action here in the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. So we're going to start here, coming through turns 1 and 2 with the 52 of Ryan Dorani, 36 of Darian Arnsdorf, and the 83 of Hallie Anderson Jr. And you're going to see here Dorani's going to slide up just a little bit, and going to make a bit of contact there with Arnsdorf, and is going to turn the 52 of Dorani into the 83 of Hallie Anderson Jr. All three of those guys are going to get swirly, but they all three are going to save it and keep going. So, incredible job by all three of those guys to keep it going. But unfortunately, that's going to cause a bit of a stack up back through here. And you're going to see as we go through turns 3 and 4. I'm going to focus in here on the 15 of Lucas Talion and the 56 of Brennan Wilmington. See the 20 Ace Garcia there on the inside. Actually, don't really even know if he was part of it. You're going to see Wilmington trying to slide in front of the 15 Italian's going to make contact with him, and that's going to spin the 56 out in front of the field. You're going to see Talion and Owen Miles spinning down to the inside, and Wilmington's going to spin right in front of Giacomo, Keys, and pretty much the entire back half of the field. You're going to see Nathan Stapleton getting caught up in that one. A couple other cars probably got a piece of that as well, like Ludovic Charette, and decent record ones by some of those guys like Avery Alford, Duncan Ward, and Michael Lewis, but these guys definitely were not so lucky, as I'm going to leave a lot of damaged cars here for the first caution of the race. Luckily, no one, I don't think, is going to be retiring after this one, but a lot of these guys like Wilmington, Talion, Giacomo, Stapleton, and Owen Miles are probably going to be knocked out of contention after this one.
Unfortunately, teammate trouble with Wilmington and Talon, and around they go, and a huge wreck behind them. The 15 into the inside wall hard, same with the 26, and I guess this happens when you try to commentate and drive at the same time. You drive with the reaction time as you normally do, and get involved in that one for myself, but luckily I don't think many of these drivers will have too much damage, and I don't think anyone's going to be out, so that's luckily, that is lucky right there, but could have been avoided, but MWR teammates caused that one, and let's caution already, and with how much chaos we've seen already, who knows, that might be the last one, or that might not be. We just have to wait and see here in the Christmas Eve Showdown.
We'll just have to wait and see how it all goes down. But, multi-car crash there coming off of turn number 4. Luckily, no really big hard hitters, so everyone should be able to continue. We'll have to see what kind of pace they can keep up. But it was the 6 of Max Davis who led the field back to the caution flag, and he'll be the car who leads the field back to the restart here in the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. We're back after our first caution of the race, after a multi-car accident there coming off of turn number 4, and a lot of cars involved in that one. It looks like, though, everyone should still be able to continue. Looks like a lot of the damaged cars were repaired up pretty well. It got the 15 Italian and the 26 of Miles, however, with their rear ends torn up. Have to see if all these guys can keep pace. We'll just have to wait and see. But all 42 cars are still in this race. All 42 are on the lead lap, and are coming back to the green flag here on lap number 11. Your top 10 is going to be the 6 of Max Davis, the 43 Thomas Troxel, the 27 of Felix Mayer, 49, Dylan Matthews. 51, Justin Seidel. 47, Ethan Lewis. 98, Philip Torres. 17, Eric Monaco. 10, Leonard Kochmer. And the 11 of Braden Perez. And we're back, Green Flag Racing here on lap number 11 for the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. Already we got some guys trying to make moves down to the inside. Felix Mayer goes underneath the 43 of Thomas Truxell there. Braden Perez also jumped to the inside. He's going to get by the 10 of Leonard Kochmer. A lot of the field, well, they stayed single file there for a little bit there through turns 1 and 2, but now everyone's starting to kind of choose a lane. We got 3 wide already back here. And I'm taking a look back through these guys right here. 15 of Lucas Talion looks like he's definitely struggling to keep pace. Some of these guys as well might be struggling to keep up. I think everyone probably back to the 88 of Roberto Crown Jr. is still on pace. We'll just have to wait and see how everything shakes out as this race goes along. But coming back to the line, Felix Mayer is going to have the lead at the line, but now under fire from the 47 of Ethan Lewis and the 17 of Eric Monaco. And we're already almost going 4 wide. These guys really got grouped up fast there. And already pretty much just back to how it was.
Yeah, with the less cars now in that lead pack, it shouldn't get to the kind of like 5 wide, I suppose, that we saw before. It was that I don't think it'll get that chaotic, but of course we're still seeing the 3 and 4 wide going on, and of course it's important to keep the lap cars in the back of your mind for later on in the race, because they will have an impact on how these guys, it will split the pack up. So something to keep in mind as it goes along. But good to see Eric Monaco taking the lead here in the 17. He had a good restart, making his way up through the field, and he's got an angry pack right behind him at the moment, and would much rather try and stay out in front for as long as he can. I think that's probably fair to say.
Probably got still some 3 and 4 wide racing though, as the pack still kind of maybe stringing out just a little bit, maybe starting to calm down a little bit after the wreck that we just had. But still got a lot of 3 and 4 wide racing going on. How about the 29, Nathan Meyer? Believe their first start on the channel. Up here in the 2nd position, maybe potentially looking for the race lead. Pushing the 17 of Eric Monaco. You got the 52 of Ryan Durrani back here with help from the 38 of Andrew Miller. They're looking to make their way towards the front, and got some 4 wide towards the mid to the back of this pack. Hopefully these guys will be able to keep it clean, and hopefully oh boy, we're 5 wide once again. I was about to say contact. Torres and Matthew Hubert doored each other. They're coming off of turn number 2. It looks like they're probably going to sort that out, though, and it looks like they will. But, yeah, that just goes to show you 5 wide. This is a wide racetrack, but still it is a pretty loose racetrack, so 5 wide is definitely where the trouble spots are coming from. But coming back to the line, Eric Monaco's done a good job so far holding this race lead, but he might be under fire from the 29 and Nathan Meyer, looking to take that race lead away, but it's maybe proven to be a bit difficult for him because he has no help right now, but he might have some help coming soon here from the 20 of Garcia and the 52 of Ryan Durrani. And here we go for the race lead. Here comes Nathan Meyer to the inside.
That 17 of Eric Monaco looked pretty good out front, and Lucius said he might not lose the race lead for good push from the 52 right behind him of Ryan Durrani, and gonna keep the lead for now. But this 29 is really working together really well with a couple of Toyotas behind him. The 20 of Ace Garcia and the 55 of Aaron Abel working behind him, and gonna try again. But I have to say, I think the 17 might be the early favorite here so far, just staying up front, running high down the straightaways and running low in the corners, but can't quite get clear. Now the 29 is going to do another shot from Mayer, and some good stuff early on.
Nathan Meyer trying to get that 17 of Monaco. Monaco just doing a very good job at holding this race lead, but Monaco's going to stay on the quarter panel of 17 going into turn number 3. Had some help this time from the cars behind him, like the 74 Rogel Dorn, and Meyer is now going to clear for the race lead as we come to complete lap number 16. How about this 74 of Rogaldorn? We know he's got a fast car. He dominated most of his duel, and unfortunately, pretty much lost it coming off of turn number 4 when they ran into lap traffic from the accident that happened earlier on in the duel. But how about Dorn going to the race lead here on lap number 17? He's definitely got a chip on his shoulder. We have another caution. We have a crash. That's Leonard Kochmer and Max Davis gone around. Finguy and Eli Bright might have been in that. Ryan Durrani's got damage. And already we are under our second caution of the race. These guys will be racing it back to the line. And it looks like it's going to be the 99 of Bernardo de Oliveira who's going to lead the field back to the caution flag. Big damage to the 10 of Leonard Kochmer. That might be our first car out of the race. Tough break there for him. Tough break for all these guys involved. Max Davis with heavy damage in the 6 machine. Ryan Durrani heavy damage to the 52. Finguy with a lot of front end damage. But already under our second caution of the race.
Yeah, apologise to Max. That's both of us now that have jinxed the driver, so apologies to Max on that one. But yeah, that one looked like it was a much bigger accident in terms of the actual crash damage. Koshma's day is done, and probably again, maybe 4-5 wide potentially the cause of that. So yeah, 2 cautions within the first half of the race, first 20 laps. So not ideal for a lot of those drivers there, but 99 out in front.
Definitely not ideal, but hopefully we can run the rest of this race a little bit more cleaner. We'll just have to wait and see how it all goes down. But another multi-car crash here from the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. This one looking like it happened through turns 1 and 2. And unfortunately, this one might take out a couple cars, including the 10 of Leonard Kochmer. But let's take a quick look at what brought us under our second caution of the day, and we'll get you all back to the racing action here in the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. Welcome back here to the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown, wrapping up our second caution of the race for another multi-car accident, this time happening in turns 1 and 2, and this time, unfortunately, taking a couple drivers out of the race. The 78 of Jeffrey Finguy, the 52 of Ryan Durrani, the 42 of Nathan Stapleton, the 16 of Eli Bright, and the 31 of Matthew Hubert. The 10 of Leonard Kochmer is still going there in the 10, despite the heavy damage. Probably just got stuck on the apron and had to get towed, despite that long stay in pit lane. But still got 37 cars left in this race, 36 on the lead lap. And coming back to the green flag here on lap number 22, your top 10 is the 99, Bernardo de Oliveira, 49, Dylan Matthews, 74, Rogaldorn, 98, Philip Torres, 24, Reggie Fogelman, 2 of Avery Alford, 55, Aaron Abel, 51, Justin Zidell, 88, Roberto Crown Jr., and the 29, Nathan Meyer. And we're back, green flag racing, here on lap number 22. Rogaldorn, the 74, wasting absolutely no time, trying to take a peek down to the inside. Get that outside lane rolling. He's already going for the race lead on the 99 of Bernardo de Oliveira. Wasting absolutely no time there in the 74. Trying to take that race lead away. The Avery Alford's already trying to get 3 wide going as he's going to peek down to the inside. And the 51 of Justin Zidell is going to go down to help. Coming through turns 3 and 4. Rogaldorn's going to clear for the race lead. And he goes down to block the 2 of Avery Alford. And taking a look back here. 10 of Leonard Kochmer off the pace. Well, the 26 of Owen Miles and all of these guys that were involved in the accident. Got the 7 of Anthony Hernandez and the 14 of Blaine Keys trying to stay onto the main pack. But hopefully they should be able to. We'll have to wait and see. But at the very least, it looks like we still got our top 28 cars still in this main pack and still competitive. And right now, being led now by the 2 of Avery Alford.
Great one from Avery Alford so far. And I'm not entirely sure what happened on that caution. It might have been a stack up or something. But now I can focus on one job, and that's commentating with interesting, drinking some hot cocoa, and still some crazy stuff. Not even halfway through, and the 74 local doing, trying to keep up with that momentum from the dual race. But here comes the 36 of Dylan Ornsdorf, and the 9 as well. And there's still quite a few names that we've not mentioned yet that we will mention, and let's see what ends up happening. But we might go 4 wide for looks like 30, and just crazy stuff here today.
How about this 36 of Darian Arnsdorf? I believe this is his first start on the channel. Looking to try and take the race lead away there. Had help a little bit there from the number 9 of Stuart Grattan. And actually, pretty similar looking cars, those two, gotta say. But Arnsdorf side by side with Dorn. He tried to block him there, wasn't quite clear. Now it looks like he has. Darian Arnsdorf clear for the race lead as we come to lap number 25. It'll be halfway home this time by. 4 wide back here. Looks like they might sort that out. Definitely sketchy watching these guys, knowing 5 wide could potentially still be around the corner. But back up front, how about the 38 of Andrew Miller? Looking to take this race lead away. How about the 44, Michael Lewis? Making it 3 wide for this race lead. Braden Perez in the 11 with a push from the 47 to Ethan Lewis, coming with a full head of steam. And he's going to get to the inside of the 44 of Lewis with a big shove as we come down the front straightaway. Now Ethan Lewis peeked to the inside, but is going to fall in back behind the 11. Lewis, though, is going to get it at the line, and we're now halfway home here for the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown.
I don't like how close they're getting there. I think that was Arnsdorf and Haas that were getting very close with Monaco. That could have been a bit of a disaster there, but luckily they did keep it together. We are seeing the importance of the draft up here at the front. I mean, we saw Monaco early in the race was able to control the outside lane, and that was because the inside wasn't really working together as well as they have been, certainly since the restart. And so it'd be very important to make your way forward now while you've got the opportunity. Maybe not now, but as soon as you possibly can, and got to time it right, because inevitably we are going to get these lap cars. They are going to split up the pack, so you got to make the moves. Koshman's going to be the first one we run into. Clearly, there's a lot of damage in the 10, but you've got to make your move. You've got to time it right, and you've got to choose the right lane to get around the lap car as well. So it's very, very important, and I am concerned that they might have another one. I know that we have a few less cars in this pack, but it's still quite a big group of cars all on top of each other.
Definitely could still be possible. Just have to wait and see. These guys are definitely still racing aggressively, and already seen a couple near misses so far this run. Had a lot of 4 wide that looked like it could go 5 wide, but they're keeping it clean for now. And coming back to the line, the new race leader got the number 39. Angel Gutierrez out in front, but now under fire from a couple of cars. You got the 83 of Hallie Anderson Jr. leading this middle lane. You got Justin Zidell there in the 51 on the bottom. And like you said, Stuart, we have the now looming threat of lap traffic potentially to worry about as you got the 10 of Leonard Kochmer way off the pace there in the 10. Probably going to become a moving chicane for these guys. A moving iceberg, I guess, if you will, considering the sponsor on that car. But we got 4 wide here for the 4th position. Big move to the inside from Darian Arnsdorf and the 36. Showing some speed here in his first start for the race lead. How about this 20 of Ace Garcia making himself known here up towards the front of the field. Side by side for the race lead at the line. That was close. It's Zidell barely getting it at the line by just 1/1000th of a second. But calming down actually a little bit up towards the front of this field, but towards the middle of the pack, it's still pretty much a hornet's nest.
Definitely a lot crazy on the racetrack tomorrow. Remember it last year for the Christmas Eve Showdown. How about the 48 of Brian Webb? First time mentioning him here today. He survived all the chaos, and he don't have a shot for this race win. And here comes one of the stronger cars early on. Eric Monaco has made it back up to the front, and I'm still convinced that this could be one of the stronger cars of the day if he can just survive all the carnage, survive the lap traffic that'll eventually cause probably unknown circumstances. We'll have to wait and see what ends up happening. The 88 of Roberto Clown Jr., that's another driver we've not said yet today, up to the front. And so is the 11 of William Perez. We got a couple of Williams up front. And here comes Stuart Gratton as well. Stuart's doing a lot better doing two jobs at once here today, but still got 20 laps to go and at the line. This is far from over.
Definitely, and how about this for Stuart Gratton trying to take this race lead away, and pretty much just about as soon as I say things have kind of calmed down up front, it pretty much immediately gets thrown back into calamity. But now Stuart Gratton in the 9, clear for the race lead, maybe looking to potentially kind of hold on, where, oh boy, maybe going, thought we were going 5 wide for second there, but Perez just barely going to get clear there of Andrew Miller, and now has a pretty good run there on the 9 of Stuart Gratton, taking a peek down to the inside, and here we go. We've got the 10 of Leonard Kochmer. Where is he going to go? He's going to go to the middle. Gratton goes high, Perez goes low. And a couple cars are going to get held up, including the 17 of Eric Monaco. He's trying to get by him, but Kochmer doesn't really have anywhere to go, and neither does the guys behind him. Kochmer's going to go high there through turns 3 and 4. Monaco's finally going to get down to the inside of him. So is the 2 of Avery Alford, who was stuck behind the 17. So Monaco and Alford going straight to the back. A tough break there for them, but they should hopefully kind of be able to stay in this string of draft and potentially catch back up to the front of the field. But the front of the field now seems to be where all the chaos is, as everyone behind all these guys have kind of strung out and are now just trying to stay with the draft. But after going through Leonard Kochmer, it is now the 11 of Braden Perez out in the lead.
I think I said before that Braden Perez started at the rear. He started on the last row. He didn't start in dead last, but he's done a really good job, and he was able to get to the, he got shuffled out of the lead of the race, and then was able to get back underneath of the 9, and now out in front and doing a very good job. So this car's pretty quick. Got to keep an eye on Zidell. He is still in the pack down the 51. I still think that car's fast. I think Dawn's fast in the 74. You saw that, the plain black car in there. I think those two are some of the ones you've got to keep an eye on. If you're one of these guys, as Gutierrez goes to the lead, if you are one of these guys that's trying to catch up to the chasing pack, or the leading pack rather, you want to work together to try and catch back up to the cars ahead. You don't want to be battling each other for position, because all that's going to do is, oh my goodness, they're going 4 wide. Perez has been shuffled way out of line there, got no help on that outside. But you want to be able to, and I think everyone's got back together, so that's good news for them. You want to be working together, you don't want to be working against each other and losing draft to the cars ahead.
That pretty much seems to be the name of the game so far here during this race, is staying linked up and working together, because like you said, the draft definitely an important factor, and working together is where the draft comes from. And so far, still a lot of competitive racing, and like I mentioned, the pack has kind of pretty much closed back up. As we look back here, the 18 of Baby Ruiz still trying to hang on, but he's pretty much caught back up as well. So it looks like everybody that was in the main pack before we got to 10 will still stay in the lead pack, which is definitely great news. But out in front, we got the 29 of Nathan Meyer. I think Meyer's definitely one of these strong cars that we've seen so far as well. He's another one that can kind of hold this race lead. Right now he's under fire from another car that I believe is definitely really fast here so far this race. The 51 of Justin Zidell, looking to make it back-to-back wins here in this event.
Another driver that I think might have a really good car is that 88 of Clown Jr. I've seen that 88 just move all over the place from the top to the bottom multiple times, but now he's going to be stuck 4 wide in the middle in very tight conditions. 4 wide all over the place, and Monaco in it as well. How about the number 2? I don't think we've said his name a lot, but Avery Alford up to the front, and Duncan Wood back up to the front as well, the 83. That is Haley Anderson Jr., and there's a lot of names that still have a shot. About 30 cars are in the lead pack, give or take, and it's getting down to it, less than 15 to go. And that is very, very tight between the 27 and the 47 off turn number 2.
And I think we're about to run into another lapped car gauntlet. This time, they got 3 lapped cars pretty much in a little bit of a pack. We got Bruno Giacomo, Lucas Talion, and the 26 of Owen Miles. And then you got the 6 of Max Davis further on up the road. But how about this 5 of Duncan Ward? Not really have mentioned him much at all so far today, but now trying to hold on to this race lead. He's under fire right now from the 83 of Hallie Anderson Jr. 27 of Felix Mayer also potentially looking for a way around. Felix Mayer's going to go down to the inside, making it 3 wide for the lead. But Duncan Ward with a good push on the outside is going to hold on to this race lead, and here we go. And these guys are going to go side by side as well. So this ought to definitely shake things up as we'll see where everybody goes. Duncan Ward's going to go high. That's not going to work out for him. Braden Perez goes all the way down to the bottom. And it looks like that's going to work out for him as Perez is going to take this race lead away. Duncan Ward's getting held up there by the 15 of Lucas Talion. And it looks like those guys are going to kind of get shuffled up to the outside. Same for the 26 of Owen Miles, who's holding up a couple cars there. You got the 83 of Anderson Jr. who's going to try to go to the outside of Miles. Not quite going to be able to get there. Also got the 49 of Dylan Matthews there. Behind the 26. You also got the 2 of Alfred and the 48 of Brian Webb trying to find a way around this 26. And I don't know if this might work out for these guys because they're starting to kind of lose this pack. So they might have a pretty steep hill to climb if they do want to try to get up here. But back up front, we got side by side for this race lead. Perez and Gutierrez going at it, and we're 4 wide once again. This time for the 4th position as a big move there to the inside by Andrew Miller, and now he's going to make his way up into the 4th position. But it looks like all these guys are going to clear the lapped cars, and the good thing about these guys is that they should still actually be in the draft, and they should be able to link up with each other, so they should potentially still be able to catch up to this lead pack. But I'll tell you what, time's starting to run out. We're coming to 11 laps to go this time by. We're really starting to get down to the wire here from the Christmas Eve Showdown.
Well, regardless if those guys can catch up or not, I don't think they'll be sending Christmas cards to Owen Miles and Talion and Bruno Giacomo for that. Particularly Owen Miles, who made it double file on multiple occasions there when he probably didn't really need to. But anyways, it's all going on here at the front of the field. Got the 43 back out in front, Thomas Troxer, but he's about to lose the lead here to Duncan Ward. And we got more lap cars, this time Max Davis in the 6th. I was about to give Duncan a lot of credit because he got back down to the bottom right before they got to the lap cars, and then he went straight back to the outside and got held up by the lap cars anyway. He might get away with it this time. It depends on whether Davis comes down. He does. Oh, that was so close. That could have been a disaster there. Davis probably just needs to stay up on the top side and get out of everyone's, or try to stay out of everyone's way. They're trying to get past him now, and this could get very, very dicey. That was almost a disaster there. Campbell Marsh, 93. We haven't seen a lot of him in this race, but he almost made contact with Ward, and with 4 wide for the lead. It's all going on once again, coming to 10 laps to go.
And that was definitely close there between Duncan Ward and Campbell Marsh. Luckily, Ward was able to correct it at the last second to avoid an accident, and that would have definitely been a big one, as catching the 10, Leonard Kochmer once again. And Kochmer might be the last lap car we catch. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, he makes contact with Garcia!
Oh my goodness.
Garcia was getting by the 10 of Leonard Kochmer, and he was not about to take no for an answer. Wow.
That could have been, and probably should have been, really bad. What a save from Leonard Kochmer right there. Probably the save of the race, honestly, and this race is insane. 4 wide again. The 93 made a crazy move earlier. Now I think the 49 might have made a crazy move. How about the 49? I don't know. No, Dylan Matthews was up front on one of the restarts. Now up front late. This is when you want to be up front. Less than 10 laps to go. You want to be on the move, trying to set up the move for the end. I think if we're on the outside lane right now, you might not have enough time to get back to the bottom. Getting down to crunch time, and Duncan Wood loves us what he sees in front of him. Hopefully we don't have to deal with any more lap cuts for the final 8.5 laps.
Dovik Charette on the front straightaway drafting with these guys, and They seem to still be keeping decent pace, so I don't think these guys should become an issue. But yeah, we're inside of 10 laps to go now. It is absolutely crunch time here from the M&M Superspeedway. No pun intended there. If you're going to make your move, you want to make it now. So these guys are definitely going to be desperate to try and get down to the inside and make their way up towards the front of the field. How about the one car, Mr. Edge, looking to try and make his move down to the inside. 3 wide for the second position. But Duncan Ward in the 5 doing a good job here so far. He's kind of gotten out with a bit of a lead. And he seems to be holding it pretty well. But here comes the one of Nicholas Samadillo. On the outside, he's got Draft. He had a bit of help there from the 47 of Ethan Lewis. And he's clear for the second position. Stuart Grattan, maybe... Oh, we're 5 wide back here.
5.
Looks like they are going to sort it out. Big move there on the bottom by the 17, Eric Monaco. He knows he's got a fast car, and he wants to get up here towards the front. Being followed by the 29 of Nathan Meyer. But up front, it's actually kind of single-filed out as Duncan Ward holds on to the race lead. But here comes Mr. Edge taking a peek to the inside with help from the 55 of Aaron Abel.
And Abel's going to try and get to the bottom here as well, although I'm going to go up and go with a guy that I know pretty well, Samadillo. We haven't seen Samadillo really in this race. We haven't talked about him too much, but here he is leading late in the going. I still think, I still think there's enough time if you're at the back to make your way forward with the way this race has chopped and changed. But with a guy like Monaco, Meyer up here as well, Braden Perez, I mean, these guys have led a lot of laps in this race. Probably want to start trying to make your moves now.
Nathan Meyer to the
100%.
inside, looking to make it 3 wide for the lead. How about that?
Boy, oh boy. The 17's strong, the 29 is strong, Quadrini is strong. Mr. Edge was up front for a moment, but now he's dropped back. How I want would this be if the M&M's called one at the M&M Superspeedway? The 98 still has a shot. It's going to be 5 laps to go, and draw a name out of a hat at this point, whoever's in the lead pack, and that might be the winner. 5 to go at the line. It's getting good.
Here we go. 5 laps to go to decide the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. Roberto Crown Jr. out in front for the time being, but here comes the 98 of Philip Torres. Here comes the 44 of Michael Lewis taking a peek down to the inside. Roberto Crown Jr. is going to leave that inside lane open, and here comes Michael Lewis to the inside, looking to potentially take that spot away. Here comes the 24, Reggie Fogelman. Not really talked about him much so far today. How about the 34, Jack Haas? Don't really think we mentioned him at all so far today. He's going to make it 4 wide for the lead down the back straightaway. And he's going to take it away for the time being, but here comes the 36, Darian Arnsdorf. Looking to take this race lead away with help. Oh, and they're crashing!
Oh no.
Around goes Crown, around goes Marsh, Aaron Abel, and Philip Torres. And we're under our 3rd caution of the race, and it was Darian Arnsdorf at the line by pretty much nothing.
Nothing. Oh no.
Nothing.
Oh, literally nothing. You have more digits than we normally do, and yet it's still nothing.
We need a 4th digit.
Yeah, we need a 4th. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't believe it. Jack Haas. I can't believe it. If you're Jack Haas, I mean, I feel so bad for him because he timed it just about perfectly. They had the crash. He made his way up to the front. And then Darren Arnsdorf, and I got to give credit to Arnsdorf. He was up. He was fast. He's fast all race, and had many a time out in front. And looks like he's going to win it.
Looks like he just might. I'm pretty sure we have gotten to the point of no return. Although the 36 right now is staying in behind the 34 of Jack Haas. Don't really know what timing and score, what's going on up there right now in timing and scoring, but it looks like Jack Haas might think that he was the one who got back to the line first.
Oh,
and maybe Arnsdorf might be in second.
We might need to super glue to that from replay. We might have to super zoom to see what was actually the case. They were at least tied at the 3-digit. We don't know the theoretically 4th digit if the 34 had it or not, but that's about as close as you can get. And I don't know who's actually gonna win between Haas and Armsworth now.
Alright, now, I guess the game at least seems to think that it is the 34 of Jack Haas. I guess after the race we will probably go back and take a look, if we can, on who crossed the line first, because I guess this must have even been closer than the Duel 1 finish from last season, because even the game can't decide who crossed the line first.
I don't know. I've never seen something like this. It's amazing. This game is like 20 plus years old, and yet there's something that pops up that that's just inexplainable, and you've never seen it before. But this is one of those times. I've never seen, finish. Oh, let's just say it's a finish where two drivers are level, and yet the driver that was scored second by the game has ended up going to win the race. I don't think I've seen that before.
Me neither. This is a new sight for me, and this game surprises me every time. Does not matter what race I do, and we'll see what ends up happening. But regardless, whoever wins, it's gonna be a big time win. But just what a race, wild racing all day long, and come down to possibly a millimeter. Oh boy.
Boy. Definitely an interesting way to end off the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. Would have definitely liked to watch it happen under green, but what can you do? NR2003 is gonna NR2003 sometimes, and looks like we might have had a bit of over-aggression there, as looks like I think one of the cars involved was the 98 of Philip Torres. And it looks like some others might have been the 93, Campbell Marsh, and the 55 of Aaron Abel. I don't know if the 10 of Leonard Kochmer was involved, but I guess he decided to finally take his car to the garage. But my goodness, an absolutely crazy end to this year's Christmas Eve Showdown. And, well, it's not official just yet. Right now, it is looking pretty good for the driver of the number 34, Jack Haas, who, fun fact, made his debut here on the channel in this race last year, is going to potentially get a win this year. I don't know if this is his first win on the channel or not. I think it might be, if that were to be the case.
It's his third, because he's won a cup race and a truck race this year.
That's right. Yeah, looking for
but
his...
He did, he did finish third in this race a year ago as well. So he likes this track and he likes this car because he drove the 34. So
yeah,
it's worked out well for him.
Definitely has. For Jack Haas, definitely seems to like this place. We'll just have to wait and see how everything plays out. On to the last lap now. All he pretty much has to do is make it back around, and he's got his third win on the channel. And maybe arguably the biggest win of his here on the channel. Like I said, especially considering that this is where he made his debut last year, and pretty much became an instant hit with all the fans, and we love Jack Haas. We definitely happy to see him win, and still a tough break there for the 36 of Darian Arnsdorf. If he does lose out on this one, that was an absolutely crazy run there at the end. He was fast all day long. But we'll just have to wait and see how everything plays out once we get a good look at everything. But coming through turns 3 and 4 here for the final time, unofficially, it's going to be the number 34 of Jack Haas, who's going to lead the field to the checkered flag here under caution. But here in just a moment, we will take a look at the official angle of the finish, so we can get your official winner here for the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. But still, what a race, and what a finish here for the second annual running of this event. Well, folks, ladies and gentlemen, seeing the replay right here, you're going to see the 34 of Jack Haas and the 36 of Darian Arnsdorf coming into frame. And taking a look at the footage, I do believe Jack Haas in the 34 was ever so just slightly ahead of the 36 of Darian Arnsdorf. But my goodness, that finish probably didn't even come down to inches. That was probably just mere millimeters separating the 34 of Jack Haas from the 36 of Darian Arnsdorf. My goodness. Jack Haas has, I guess officially now, won the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. My goodness, what a finish to this year's event. Congratulations to the 34 of Jack Haas. Third win on the channel, and it comes in the race that he made his first start in last season. So how about that for Jack Haas? But my goodness. Oh, you definitely got a feel there for Darian Arnsdorf. Had a great run there coming off of turn number 4. Almost got Haas at the line. But like I said, just about probably by mere millimeters, just barely came up short to Jack Haas. But wow, definitely didn't expect this year's event to end like that. What a finish here for the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. But ooh, I am pretty much just absolutely speechless right now. But Nathan, Stewart, final thoughts from you all. What do you all think about today's race, the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown?
Well, do it. Have you ever?
I have never. I can't believe that. It's seriously. I mean, yeah, I've never seen that. I can't believe it. I don't know what to say. I feel bad for Darian Arnsdorf because he drove a great race. He was phenomenal all day long. Very, very quick. Jack, he made the move at the right time too. I mean, these two guys, they could hardly be split in this race, and I've never seen that. I guess we've got to go back a little bit, back to when Nicholas Samadeo won that Daytona 500 all those years ago. Get at the free camera there and trying to pick a winner in that one. But no, I mean, congrats to Jack. Great job. Did a great job all at the end in particular. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit controversial. I don't know. I don't know what the reaction's going to be like for this, but well done to Jack. Great job.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, a great win from Jack Haas. Still a great job from Darian right there, and a great job from a handful of cars. And between last year and this year, and the full finish from last year, and the, I guess, unofficial full finish at the line on that 46 to 47, this race is getting iconic, fairly fast, and a wild race here at DMM Superspeedway, and definitely a lot more wild than last year, but still a lot of great action. Thanks for having me in the booth, Caleb. Definitely a lot of fun, and who knows what will happen in 2025 for this event.
We'll just have to wait and see how it all goes down. Definitely happy to have you all up here in the booth for this one. Like I said, we're here to have fun, and I'm glad to hear that you guys enjoyed that race. And hope everyone at home enjoyed that one as well. And, you know, just remember, like I said, we're just here to have fun. So I really hope you all enjoyed that one. But, man, oh man. I still don't really know what to say. That was a absolutely crazy finish. And what a win from the 34 of Jack Haas. But, man, oh man. But, I don't know how many times I've said man oh man here in like the past 20 seconds. Because, like, genuinely, I really don't know what to say. But
I mean, you run out of things to say at that point.
Exactly. Like,
I've never seen anything like that. I've been doing stuff like this for over 10 years. I've never seen anything like that ever. I mean, it continues to just throw things that you've never seen at you. I mean, it's remarkable.
9 years for me. Next year's gonna be 10, and I it's hard to believe this game's made in 2003, and that stuff like this still happens, and something new happens every once in a while. It's just insane. Great stuff here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Just quickly as well, got the trucks tomorrow. Of course, Christmas Day. I'll be in the booth for that one as well. So get more propaganda. So if you hate that, I apologise, but you're going to have to live with it. But yeah, Homestead, we've got a championship battle. We've got 3 drivers coming in. We've all got a chance. Blaine Keys, Leonard Koshman, Nicholas Cianadillo. And then we've got the team's championship to go through as well. You want to be there for that one. That one's tomorrow. So and Homestead's always a good track. So looking forward to that.
Definitely going to be a lot of fun tomorrow from the Homestead Miami Speedway and the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Definitely keep an eye out for that one. But once again, thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all so much for joining me up here in the booth for this one. And you all and everybody else, I appreciate every single one of you. You all are what makes all this possible, and I can't thank all of you all enough. And I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays, and I hope to see you all again next year. With that being said, thank you all again so much for watching. Once again, congratulations to the 34 of Jack Haas for winning the 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown. You all have an amazing day, and I will see you all later. Y'all take care, and as always, y'all have a good one. Merry Christmas, everybody.